Hey everyone, Margarita here. I want to talk in this video today about how there are quite a few people who are involved in these ongoing crimes against me, and that these people are all aware that I was left this trust fund all those decades ago. And there's even more people overall who do know that it exists, or they know where it is in the attorney's office that's holding it, because I personally do not know the name of the attorney's office that's holding it. I was too young to remember what that would have been. And because my mother is so malicious and conniving, she has managed to hide the documents, basically. Um, and she hid all this from my dad every step of the way as well, even though currently he wouldn't be of any use regarding the matter because of his injuries and his condition. But I do know that there are at least a few family members and or close friends of hers who are aware this trust fund exists, that it was left for me, and or they know where the documents are, or the attorney's office who is holding it. So I do know that that is the case. And I do know that the people involved in the crimes, especially the ones who have taken payments, are aware that the trust fund exists, and they know most likely the attorney's office who's holding it. So I don't know exactly how many people know where it is, but I know it's more than 5 people who can verify where this is. And all of these people currently, even though I've released all these videos and exposed quite a few crimes already, all of these people are still hiding this from me, participating in the crimes by hiding it from me, continuing to operate on my mother's behalf. And especially if they've taken payments from it, even if they haven't, there's people who know where it is. And still, nobody's tried to reach out to me. Nobody's trying to hand it over to me or contact authorities and tell them what they do know. The fact that there's that many people who are aware of it and know about it or where it is, and it's needed to be handed over to me immediately. This should have been handed over to me about 20 years ago. And the fact that I've been on my own since I was 18, building everything on my own all that time, and the fact that my mother was behind the scenes repeatedly financially wiping me out, chasing me from different homes that I've owned, causing all these problems in my life, wiping out my finances repeatedly, causing all that destruction, leaving me untreated in the medical system, forcing me to pay cash out of pocket just to stay alive in an extreme medical emergency, which should have been treated in the medical system. That was almost $200,000 out of my own pocket. And with the crimes and harassment, it has disrupted my income so many times. That's even more lost money. This money belongs to me. There's no reason it shouldn't be in my pocket. But all of these people are participating in continuing to hide it from me, or lie about it, or not take the proper steps to report the crimes or report what they know regarding all of this. I know for sure, and it's probably more than 5 people. It's probably closer to like 20 people who have this information. And every day that goes by, every month that goes by, every year that goes by that I don't have it and this continues on and I'm sitting here still making videos about it, I promise in the end, every person will be exposed. There will be charges on every person who's involved. So the longer it goes on that they continue to hide this from me, and especially if they've taken payments from it, that's only going to make the outcome for them worse. And it's just continuing on for far too long. This should have never even happened in the first place. It should have never even been allowed to get to this point and what's all gone on. But it's also not going to stop until arrests are made, until these people are exposed. At least the key players in the game are exposed, because there's tiers to what's going on. My mother's at the top. There's a top tier level of individuals involved. There's like, another level of individuals, and then another level of individuals. The people at the bottom probably don't even know there's a trust fund that exists, but they have participated in the crimes, just accepting her delusional phone calls about me and operating on them as if the stuff she's telling them about me is real. And then, which causes criminal harassment against me, causes disruptions and problems in my life, and financial wipeouts and arrests and all types of problems it's caused all along the way. So the people at the bottom tier, I'm sure they don't know about the trust, but um, The people on the other levels, they do know. They have taken payments. They do know, especially the family members who've been involved in this. They know it exists. And they have this whole false narrative about me, which they all believe. And none of it's real. They just believe 100% what the strange lunatic's been telling them all these decades. But really, there's quite a few people involved who know where this money is and still just sitting here refusing to send me any information on it, contact me directly, try to hunt down my phone number and email address, or even come to my house. I mean, any of that's logical because with the videos being on the social media sites, a lot of those you can send messages through. And even the ones you can't, there's an email address in the description box. And my legal name is Googleable, which when that happens, then when you own property, the records pop up. So I'm not that hard to find. So these people are doing this intentionally. These people are keeping the money from me intentionally in hopes to still gain access to what's left for themselves. Um, and knowing that if it's handed over to me, then that means that arrests are going to be made regarding the crimes they've participated in. So they're still trying to carry out their agenda and take me out so that they can access the rest of these funds for themselves, because it's basically every man for himself at this point. They just need me gone for them to access it. That's what their agenda was all along, all this time. That's what they've all been doing. And if they were to just give up the information, then that would just basically be like turning themselves in, which they don't want to do. Nobody wants to admit that they were wrong. Nobody wants to admit that they've been participating in these crimes against me. They're literally just grasping for straws, still trying to take me out to get to it so that nobody pays the consequences for what they've participated in against me. But yeah, none of these people, um, they're not remorseful, they're not regretful, they're not sorry whatsoever. They're only regretful that they got caught. Um, and this goes for every single person involved. So anybody who either currently, if they've mentioned it to people they know, or if when this all comes out and people try to make a statement about it, or anything directly said to me about any of this in the future or currently, doesn't matter. If they try to say that they're regretful or they're sorry, no, they're not. They're only sorry that I caught them up on all of the crimes they have been committing. They're only sorry they got caught every step of the way. And they're only sorry that I'm more intelligent than them. And yeah, I've been gathering information and evidence for about 7 years now. Some of these people have handed me the evidence of the crimes they participated in directly. So that's pretty dumb. So they're not sorry. They're not sorry for doing any of this to me. They're not sorry for causing more chaos and destruction in my life after everything I've already been through, after fighting to stay alive all those years, after paying to stay alive, being financially wiped out just from that injury, which is actually the fallout of the ongoing crimes. Nobody's sorry about any of what they participated in or caused me. And I know some of them are going to try to fake like they are. Regardless of how you look at it, none of them are sorry. They're legitimately just sorry and regretful that they're caught, they're busted, and the fact that I've been exposing them all publicly on several social media platforms, which it's eventually going to make national news when the entire situation finally blows. And that's what they're sorry about. It's no other reason. So yeah, I just wanted to talk about, the amount of people who have participated and who know about the trust fund, and they know of it, or they know where the documents are, or they know the attorney's office that's holding it. Those people are at the top of my hit list because they have enough information to start righting the wrongs that they've all participated in. And I'm not going to stop until this is all situated, because I've been backed into a corner with my life completely stopped for a couple of years now over the amount of crimes that have happened to me over the course of the last 4 decades. This is all going on because this money was left for me. So I don't have a choice but to expose everybody in order to get my life situated, in order to pick up the pieces, because the harassment and crimes aren't going to stop until arrests are made. And I don't have any other choice because of the fallout of all this going on repeatedly, all back to back, all piggybacking off each other, and just going on for so long. There's no other way to pick up the pieces of my life. And begin to even live my life or begin to take the steps that I need to take to get things in order so that things can flow properly. This is my only option at this point, because so many crimes have occurred all back to back to back to back to back to back to back. Just because there's so many people involved, that's how they're able to create so much disaster, so much destruction, because there's just so many people involved. And I'm only one person, and I'm one person who's very sick and injured and have been for the past almost 10 years. So that makes it a lot harder for me to accommodate the crimes the way I had the previous 3 decades. I was able to accommodate all of this. And then since my injury, I've not been able to accommodate it. I just juggle it all as it comes and try to keep things going. And it eventually landed with me being in complete destruction, every aspect of my life disrupted and affected, and me living in a giant pile of fallout. And there's no way out of it, except for exposing everybody and everything they've done. That's the only way to get out of it. It's the only way to begin to live my life. It's the only way to make things flow, because of their own actions. They've all caused every aspect of my life to be destroyed. They've caused every set of circumstances and problems along the way. And the fallout is just so extreme at this point. This is my only option. So yeah, I suggest anybody knowing anything about this, that you need to come forward. You need to hand over the information to me. You need to hand it over to the authorities, and you better try to make yourself a deal before I end up taking everybody out and everybody gets the maximum sentence, because that's really what I'm going for. So if nobody ever talks, then yeah, I'm going to go for the maximum sentence on every person involved when I get to that point, because I have no other option but to sit here and keep doing what I'm doing and exposing every aspect of what's gone on in every individual and agency that's participated in this. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at with things. Yeah, I'll be back with more. Thanks. Bye.